All right, guys, I'm excited for today's video. It should be a fun one. We are going to do a full face of my most expensive products. Yeah, so let's just make this into a judgment-free zone today because I have some pricey items, but I thought this would just be a lot of fun to do. And I really wanted to take time when I was going through my collection to not just look at the sticker price of something, but to also look at the price per ounce, because I think that that's something that we don't really look at, is how much we're getting inside that packaging. Because I was actually surprised a few of the products where maybe they had a higher price tag but they had so much in them, or something that had a lower price tag but had so little product in it that it actually comes out as more expensive. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you guys today too. So if you were excited to know a little bit about what's on my face, so if you're excited to kind of get more details on what's on my face today and to also see how much money I have spent here, then let's just get right into it. All right, so starting off with some hydration for our lips. I went through with the Fresh Sugar Rosé Lip Balm, and I believe I was given this one as a gift. I think a lot of times you can even find these as Sephora perks. I do really like the Fresh lip balms. I also have like the therapy one, or night therapy or something, but they have a very satin feel to them, and if you get the tinted ones, they have just like that slight hue that's great if you're just going to be out and about and need something easy to throw on. But I do find that for the price, I have other lip balms that I like, that I really like the Bite Agave ones, and I also really like the Milk one as well. But this is probably my most pricey balm. We all know that Fresh is not an inexpensive company, and it is really nice to have. I just don't think that I would ever go out of my way to purchase this again. All right, so now let's get the rest of our face prepped. I'm gonna go through with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum Crystal Elixir. So I did just recently do a video on this. I won't go too much into it if you wanna check that out, but this is gonna be our primer for today. This does really help hydrate and does, just kind of give us a beautiful, healthy glow. So that's what we're gonna start off with. This is definitely my most pricey primer, coming in at 80 bucks. But luckily, a little goes a long way with this. I've had my bottle for quite a while because I wanted to give it a good 3 or 4 weeks to be able to do the review, and I'm surprised how little of it that I went through. All right, now I'm just a little bit nervous for this part because I haven't used that primer and this foundation together. So we'll see how well they go. Sometimes products don't always pair well together, but I was really surprised when I was looking through my foundation stash now, because I don't really wear a lot of coverage. I don't have 1,000,001 different foundations, but I was surprised that my priciest foundation is the Jane Iredale Beyond Matte Liquid Foundation. Now, I really do like this foundation. It has a really nice finish to it. It is a little bit on the higher coverage side, so I'm hoping that I can just sheer it out a little bit, but sometimes with mineral foundations, they don't always play well with every moisturizer or primer or any serum that you put on. So I'm hoping that this doesn't go weird, because I have another video I want to film after this. All right, so there you guys can see the finish of just the foundation. It is so pretty. It has a beautiful finish to it that's luminous, but it's not going to get super oily and dewy by the end of the day. It is a little bit higher coverage than I prefer. I can definitely tell that I'm wearing makeup, if you will, but the concealer that I have is also a high coverage, so we're gonna have a very full face look today. But I really like mineral makeup. I have this confidence that I'm using good for me ingredients, so I really like that. I was a little surprised going through my concealer collection because I feel like I've been really trying out a lot of different concealers, but I think I must also know myself and know that because I do try so many that I've been keeping the price point lower, because I have 2 that I want to talk to you guys about. And I know in the intro of this video, I talked to you a little bit about pricing per item versus pricing per ounce. And this is one of those situations where it really comes in handy. So I have the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is definitely a favorite of mine. And then I also have the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, the Born This Way concealer is more expensive per bottle, but this one is more expensive per ounce because you actually get you get 15 milliliters with this one, and then you get 10 milliliters with this. Now, it's really important to look at how much you're getting in a package to really know, are you getting a better price? So what I'm gonna do, especially just because I don't feel like either of these colors is really gonna match me, I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna use a combo of both. So what I did was I put the Born This Way towards the inside where I really need a little bit more brightening, and then the Tarte one a little further out where I don't need it quite as light. I keep meaning to go in and get another shade of the Too Faced one, but you know, even before COVID made testers not a thing, I was trying to find the right shade that would just be a little darker. I use Almond, that's what this shade is here, and there just wasn't anything that was like the right tone, like the next one darker that is supposed to be the next one down. It was, I think it was just too like peachy toned. I like something that's a little bit more almost like yellow toned for my skin. And so I just couldn't find the right thing, and it was really bumming me out. And as much as I appreciate being able to buy something and then return it if it doesn't work out for you, I really try to avoid having to do that just because it's so wasteful. So, you know, I don't know what the policy is going to be now. If you're going to be able to get samples, if the like associates in the store will be able to just give you a sample still, or if you can't even do that anymore, if it's, you know, because I know obviously there will be no testers, but can you still get samples? Anybody know? But I should just go in, get a couple samples if I can of some darker shades and see what really works for me, because I do just really like the look of this. So now we have our concealer on. This is so much coverage. I'm like, I keep trying to like blend it out a little bit just to sheer it, but this is just gonna be a full coverage kind of day. All right, so now we're gonna go through with powder. This shouldn't be a shock to any of you guys. This is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I'm just gonna go through and dust a little bit all over. This has been my favorite powder for a very long time. And while it is pretty pricey, I feel like, I mean, setting powder is one of those things that, well, I personally don't use a ton of. I mean, maybe there are people who just like super cake it on, but I feel like most of the time you don't really need much. And this powder has lasted me such a long time. I find that, you know, it's not going to give you any more coverage, which I really don't want. It just really helps set everything down. It looks so beautiful on the skin, and I've definitely made a couple people into Hourglass Veil converts for sure. All right, so now for eyeshadow. We're going to be using my Natasha Denona Sunset palette, and this might be cheating, but I think even still at the sale price, it's still probably my most expensive palette. So full price, this is $129. Yeah, that like pains me to say that. This is a beautiful palette, but $129, that's a lot of money. I think when I got it, it was $69, maybe something like that, which is still an incredible amount of money. But so either way, this is probably my most expensive palette, whether we include it with the sale price or not. But this has got such lovely shades. I think, you know, one of the things that drew me to it, of course, was this yellow down here. But you've got some really beautiful shimmers, some beautiful blendable mattes. So this will be the one we're going to go through with. And I'm just going to kind of speed through this a little bit so you guys can see the beauty of this palette. All right, I'm just about to finish up the eye look. Here's where we have so far. As you guys can see, Natasha Denona never disappoints, and I love how like reflective these shadows are, but I just went through and used them dry. So I've just got that one shimmer shade on my lid, and I went through with the yellow and the peach just to almost create like, it kind of reminds me of a macaroni and cheese color. Yeah, I just used a $129 eyeshadow palette to make macaroni and cheese eyeshadow. Only me. Anyway, so I think these shadows are beautiful. I'm so glad that I got this palette on sale. Would I buy it for full price? Probably not. I do like that she's now doing the palettes that, like, I also have the Sunrise palette. Yeah, the Sunrise palette. And that's the one that has the smaller shadows. And I think that that's been very popular for her. She just brought out the bronze palette. I was tempted on that one, but more neutral eyeshadows, and it does have some shades that are kind of similar to what's in this, so I didn't grab it, but I do really like these. We're still going to use like 1 or 2 more shades, but I wanted to go through with eyeliner, and I guess I'm kind of cheating on this because technically this Lancome Drama liquid pencil would be my most expensive eyeliner, but it's purple and I don't really want to do purple today. So I'm just going to go through, this one would actually be, if it was a full size, it would be more expensive. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon. Of course, this is a cult classic. So this is just the black shade. It's going to work better for us today. And I can cheat. This is my channel. So I'm just running the tiniest amount in my outer V because I'm going to smoke in one of these dark brown shades just to really get like a little bit more definition on the outer V. All right, so now I'm going to take the darkest brown and we'll just run that over that highliner crayon. Now that I have that, I'm going to take that like toffee brown and just run that right along the edge on the lower lash line, right where the end of that dark is, just to really blur it out. Just having that little bit of warmth at the edge of the liner, I think just makes it a little softer. So now that the eye look is done, I'll go through and detail my brows. If you guys don't know, I usually prefer to wait to do my brows until after my eyeshadow's done. That way I know like how dramatic or natural I can kind of go, because I gotta like make a frame that's appropriate for the painting, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't feel like I really try a ton of brow products. Like I find ones that I like and I kind of stick with it. I'm just actually trying to like get through my stash here. So I'm going to go through with a Brow Wiz and then of course my trusty 24-hour brow setter. So I will do that and I'll be right back. Brows are on, and actually while I was off camera I decided to just go ahead and do one eye with my mascara, and I do have a little combo here. What I started off with is a coat of the Marc Jacobs Velvet Primer, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this on this eye while we're giving this little chat. So I bought this, this is totally a Kathleen Lights Made Me Buy It product, because there was a while where she was using it a lot and seemed to really enjoy it, and I was like, well, okay, I am going to need to try that, because Kathleen is a lot like me where, you know, she has decent lashes and doesn't wear falsies a lot. Like, you know, I think she'll throw them on now and again, but really doesn't usually do it. So I was like, well, I like this. And I don't usually use a lash primer. What I usually will do is do a coat of a lengthening mascara and then maybe a coat of a volumizing one over the top. That's usually what works really well for me, but I thought, well, maybe this will help me hold a really good curl, because I have decent length of lashes that can volumize really easily, but they just tend to like a little bit. This helps a little bit with that, but I don't know, for the price, like, ugh. I won't ever buy another tube. I'm certainly going to use this one up. I just usually let that dry for about a minute or so, and then I'm going to go through with the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. Now, this is really nice and volumizing, but one of the things that I love about it is it's pretty much bulletproof. Like, I have had days where I have bawled, like cried my eyes out wearing this, and it has still stayed. No running, no smudging. As long as I don't like actually start touching it, it doesn't seem to break down. So this one is going to be great if you are in summer heat, if you tend to like have smudging with your mascara. I love this one. I wish that it was a little bit more lengthening, because I do find that it's mostly like volumizing. So what I usually do is partner it with the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black and then put this over the top, and it's flawless. But that one is obviously not one of my most expensive mascaras, so I didn't start out with that. So I'm going to just finish up this eye real quick. So now let's finish up the rest of our face. I'm going to go through and contour using my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. So, oh, you guys, look at this packaging. That is one thing about Charlotte, man. She really knows how to make a beautiful package. So this has a beautiful contour shade and a nice highlight shade that is, you know, it's really like a very soft highlight. It's not like super like glowy, but it's a very natural shade. Now, this is $68, but because you do get the two products, it would be great to travel with. I'm just going to use the sculpting side. This is fairly light, but it does have a really nice, great for contouring undertone, which is exactly what it's meant for. It's definitely meant to sculpt versus like give you that super bronzy look. So I'm just going to go through, get my little like baby hairs out of the way here. I'm just going through and giving a little chisel. And as you guys can see, I mean, especially with my like little bit of darker skin I have, now that it's kind of summer, this is just going to be very soft and natural. But I mean, these powders blend out so beautifully. They really feel very satiny and silky. Definitely a favorite of mine. And I think this was the first Charlotte Tilbury product I bought. And I'd been coveting it, honestly, just for the packaging. Because it is so beautiful, and I was not disappointed. Like, I would be very happy just leaving the house like this. It just gave my face a little bit more shape, but of course, you know me, I have a separate bronzer to use. All right, for our actual bronzing product, I'm gonna go through with the Marc Jacobs OlMega bronzer in Tantastic. This big guy right here. This is definitely my most expensive bronzer by the cost of it, but I do actually think that the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer bumps it out like price per ounce, but I just wanted to use this one today just to show you guys, because I know I've used the Hourglass one on my channel before, and I just love this. I think it's so, it just blends out so nicely, and it's not too warm and it's not too cool, so you don't have to worry about it like making you look orangey. And it does come in a couple other shades too. I think that there's a darker, warmer one. Okay, so now it's time for some blush. This probably isn't gonna surprise you guys if you know me, because you know I love these, but it is also the priciest blush in my collection, and that is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting blushes. So obviously you're gonna see a lot of the same brands in this video, because as far as higher end brands, I really go towards a couple of them, like Charlotte Tilbury and Hourglass mostly. And you know, that's just because there are products that I found within both of these brands that I find that don't disappoint me for the price. And then, you know, just to try other like really high-end products, sometimes it's sort of just a little cringy, because you're like, okay, but I could get an Hourglass product for, you know, that price, or for a little less than that even. So Hourglass, especially as far as their powder products, have never disappointed me. I'm choosing to use the color Diffused Heat. So these have the ambient lighting powder and the blush color mixed together, so they really make a beautiful, luminous, flushed cheek. The only thing about these is they just don't swatch very well. So, not that we're all going to be swatching products, like I said before, but you know, when you want to try these out, it's sort of hard, because like a finger swatch is never going to do it justice. All right, so pretty. I'm just going to take it a little higher on the cheek here. Almost like up into my temples. So now for highlighter, we're going to go through with the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops in the shade Do You. This is a really nice, very gold highlighter, and it's infused with coconut. This is such an intense highlighter. Like, I just did one pump on the back of my hand, and that would be enough to like bronze my whole body. So I'm just going to give this a little tap over, come on baby hair, over my cheekbone. So it just gives that really nice little bit of glow. And I do think this was like the original color that they brought out, but they have brought out at least one other shade. Just realized I have a couple little mascara whoopsies from applying to my lash line over here that I'm gonna have to clean up. I always do that. I like let it sit, because the best way to like deal with like mascara flecks, if you like, you know, accidentally hit your skin with your mascara wand, is just to let it dry completely and then flick it off with like a Q-tip, like the one that I have here. But sometimes I completely forget to do that part. I'll like be like, okay, I gotta let it dry, and then I don't remember to go in and fix it. So all evidence of mascara mistakes have been erased. Since I have a lot of this on the back of my hand, this Marc Jacobs highlighter, I'm just going to use it to pop a little into my inner corner. And I just popped a little on my Cupid's bow as well. So I really like that. It just, I mean, you could certainly go a little crazy with it if you apply a lot, but I'm already feeling like so glowy that I don't want to get too crazy. I have to say, I haven't used those dewdrops in a while, and I'm really pleasantly surprised. I'll have to pull that one out more this summer. It's a great summer shade. I did just realize though, when I was looking up the price to double check, I don't know if I said, but these are $45. Now, again, what I was talking about with the whole price per unit or price per ounce, because these are 45 and you get 0.8 ounces, but the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops, so I really like these as a liquid highlighter as well. These are $42, but there's only 0.5 ounces. So I bet this actually comes out to be more expensive. So should have done my research a little bit more, but now you guys know those would probably be my two most expensive options. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and go through with lips. No real surprise here. My most expensive lip liner is the Lip Cheat from Charlotte Tilbury. This is Pillow Talk. I love this so much that I've actually bought two because I like to have one in my purse and one at home here for when I'm getting ready. So I just like this shade. I'm just gonna use a little bit to define my outer like lip line, and then we'll move on to lipstick. All right, I don't know if you guys can tell a difference there, but my lips just look a little bit more defined. I can always kind of like fill in my top of my Cupid's bow a little bit more, but you know that I love a lip liner when I'm gonna buy two of them so that I have them, you know, in different areas, but also if it's a sharpenable pencil and I rebuy it, because I am just too lazy usually to resharpen these. But I love this one. It really goes with so many different lipsticks. Just this shade, the Pillow Talk shade, is really beautiful. It lasts a really long time. It's super creamy, so it's definitely one that I've found worth the price. All right, for lipstick, we're gonna be using another Charlotte Tilbury product. So I have two of her lipsticks here. I think Charlotte's lip products are just kind of iconic. I mean, she loves a good, beautiful, like pouty lip. She's very much, I think, into that like old school, sexy Hollywood glam. I don't know if I bought this one at the same time as my Film Star Bronze and Glow, but if not, it was right after that. I think I bought the Bronze and Glow, but to spend this much on a lipstick just killed me. So this is $34, and this was my original lipstick that I got. This is the KISSING lipstick in Bitch Perfect. So it's this beautiful, like, nude shade. I'm gonna swatch it right next to my Hot Mess highlighter situation. This is super pretty. And then we also have the Very Victoria. This is the Matte Revolution. This is a little bit deeper and darker, and it's, I would say, more of like a rosy mauve tone. So you guys can see the two of them. So that's Bitch Perfect, and this is the Very Victoria. I think I'm gonna go through with Bitch Perfect. I don't know if I've actually used this on my channel before, but I'm mostly using it because I feel like it's going to go well with the gloss that we're going to go over the top, but I do think that the KISSING is just a little bit creamier of a formula as well, which I will appreciate. I mean, obviously, this packaging, it's rose gold, it's shiny, it's beautiful, it's everything I could ask for. As far as the lipstick goes, it's a good lipstick, but there's nothing about it that's like that wowing. Now, that being said, when she started coming out with all of the like new Pillow Talk lip stuff, I really just wanted like all of them. You know, like some of like the sheer colors. I can't remember what those ones are called, but those look super pretty. But I'm gonna restrain myself and not buy any more pricey lipsticks. All right, so because I have really quite pigmented lips, this comes off as quite nude on me, but I knew that it would be a good base for the gloss that we're gonna go in with, but this is just that perfect like beigey nude tone. Now, to talk a little bit about, again, the price of per ounce versus per package, right? So my most expensive gloss would be the Fenty Glow, or the Fenty Gloss Bombs in general. I have a couple of the different shades. This is the Fenty Glow shade. But when I was looking up price per ounce, the Ofra glosses come in actually more expensive. Now, these Fenty Gloss Bombs have 0.3 ounces in them, but the Ofra lip glosses have 0.11 ounces in them, so a third of the product in here than you get in here. So that actually makes these more expensive, which to me is kind of crazy when you really think about it. Like I think, well, Ofra really used to be like a higher than drugstore but lower than everything else, but I feel like their prices have just been going up and up. I do really like a lot of their products, but the prices have definitely been rising. So this is the Rodeo Drive Lip Gloss. I got this recently because I love the Rodeo Drive highlighter, and I thought that this would be a nice little addition to that kind of like glowy gold tone. So you guys can see it down here. It's just got like a nice gold shift to it. So we're just gonna pop that on top of Bitch Perfect. And so I don't get my applicator all gunky, I'm just gonna like dab it in here. I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is only gonna be on for a little while because I have to go to work today, and when you have to wear a mask all day, there is no point in wearing lipstick, so that'll all come off and I'll probably just put on a lip balm. But I really like that combo. It just like shines it up a little bit. I have such liney lips that I feel like if I have something that's a little bit more glossy, it just makes my lips look fuller and happier and more healthy and more youthful. So I'm all about that. So we just have one more thing to do, and that is the setting spray. So again, this is one of those situations that I looked at price per ounce, and I am going to be using the Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist because this only has 2.5 ounces in it, whereas the Tarte Stay Spray that I have has I think 4 ounces, and it's just like maybe a couple dollars more expensive. So this is by far my most expensive setting mist. Now I would honestly say that usually I love to use this as like a prepping spray, or in the winter I like to use it, like I actually keep it at the salon and will spray my face just if I'm starting to feel really dry. But I'm just going to use a little bit of this. We're not going to really need a lot because I feel like we're already pretty glowy, but we will do it for this video. And I love the smell of this. It smells kind of like a mojito. So check it out if you want something that's going to give you a little bit of glow. Oh. When I just did that hair flip, I just flipped my hair right into that lip gloss. So I'm gonna have extra shiny hair today too, which I could actually use. I'm feeling a little like dry today, but all right, let's take a look here. What do you guys think? Do I look like I have a high-end face on? I'm going to tally up the price of all of these products that I use just so I can like shock myself at how much money is on my face. But I hope you guys found this fun to watch, and let me know, do you guys want to see the opposite of this video, a full face of my least expensive products? I thought that might be kind of fun to do too. That's going to be it for today's video, you guys. I hope you had as much fun as I did. It feels good to be getting some use out of these pricey products too. So have a great day, and thanks again for supporting me here on my channel, and I'll see you really soon.